Hello, it's Angelo, and welcome to the Live Daily News Show. I'm James Bouligny. Today we have two interviews. One is with Carl Shanks. He's here with the Suez Shriners, and he's here to talk about their upcoming gun show this weekend. And the other is with ASU's James Reid, who's here to talk about all of ASU's fall sports, including volleyball, soccer, and of course, football. We'll get into those interviews after this message from Jim Bass Ford.
Find your perfect Nissan at Jim Bass Nissan. With our incredible selection, generous factory rebates, and attractive dealer discounts, you can enjoy affordable monthly payments that fit your budget. Don't miss out on our amazing offers, like the stunning 2025 Nissan Frontier for just $499 per month. You can only find deals this great at Jim Bass Nissan, corner of Houston Hart at Arden Road, or shop 24/7 at jimbassnissan.com.
Hello, everybody. James Bouligny here with Carl Shanks with the Suez Shriners. Mr. Shanks, how are you doing today?
I'm good.
We're going to talk about something that you'll have coming up. Pretty cool little event.
Yes, sir. We're this weekend we're having our annual gun show at Suez Shriners, and we're really looking forward to it. We've got over 100 tables accounted for at the gun show, so we're going to have a good selection of dealers there, and it's a good time at the shrine. We have fun with it. So
is it usually the same dealers that come in, or do y'all have a lot of new ones coming in? And
this year we've done a little bit of remodeling at the shrine, so we've got more tables than we had last year. So we've got quite a few new dealers this year, and the dealers that we have, they've always got new merchandise coming in, so you never know what they're going to have. We'll have a wide selection of guns, knives, coins, and we try to make our show a gun show. It's not a flea market. We don't have. We try to keep the non-gun related items and the non-knife items out of the show. So we feel like if people come to pay their money to go to a gun show, they want to see guns. And
right.
So we try to keep it as a gun show.
And what is the gun show for?
Well, the Suez Shriners here in San Angelo, the reason we exist is to support Shriners International and to help children that we have in our hospitals. And we help a lot of children in West Texas with orthopedic problems, with burn injuries, and we like to do it. We now have an outreach clinic here in San Angelo that where the children can go get their follow-up surgeries or follow-up procedures done after their surgeries. If they go to Galveston to have surgeries, they can do it here. They don't have to travel all the way down to Galveston or Shreveport, wherever the hospital was that they were worked on. The thing about that is that it takes money, and we have all kinds of different events that we do at the shrine, but the focus on all of it is helping our kids. And so we would ask people to come out and support us. The more money that we make doing events like the gun show and the Festival of Trees that's coming up in November, that just helps us to help the children.
All right. Well, the guns are what, we're going to probably get some people out there. Talk about some of the ones you brought in.
These are just a few handguns that we had in the collection that we brought out. This is a Remington. It's a 1875 model Remington. It was made somewhere between 1875 and 1889. We don't know exactly when it was made because Remington did not keep real good records.
Right.
And then once they, right in the middle of the production, they had a explosion and a fire at their factory that burned up what records they had. So it's kind of, we know when the beginning date was and the ending date, but we don't know exactly when it was made. But kind of a cool gun. It's over 150 years old.
Can we show it off a little bit here?
It's still functional.
All right.
And,
there you go. Right there. All right.
And it's a collector gun. There's people that collect old firearms, and firearms are kind of a funny commodity in that just the fact that it's old doesn't necessarily make it worth a lot of money. What makes it worth a lot of money is that it's a rare caliber or a very low production number of the gun that was made. Then some of them can get very expensive. And
sometimes the ammo for them too.
The ammo for these old guns is a lot of times $5 a round. So they're expensive to shoot. So a lot of people reload for them, so they don't have to buy the ammo for them. This gun here is a Luger. Probably one of the most recognizable guns in the world. The German Army and Air Force used these guns during World War II. This gun is a commercial gun that was made after the war, was brought into the United States. It has the American seal on top of it. A very, very fine specimen, really nice gun. This one here, this is a CZ competition pistol. I shoot this pistol quite a bit in competition. I shot it at our international meeting in Atlanta this year, and I brought home two trophies with this gun.
All right.
So it's a fun gun to shoot. It's 9mm, and I just brought it because it's not a gun you see every day.
Right.
And they're not extremely rare, but they're not out there everywhere.
And this fourth one though, kind of takes the cake here.
This one here is kind of special to me. This is a 45 automatic. It's made by Les Baer, which Les Baer is they make really high-end custom 1911 style pistols. And my wife bought this gun for me for my 60th birthday, and I carry this gun quite a bit. It's got my Masonic grips on it. This is a gun, if you want one like this one, it takes about 3 years to get it, because it's all hand engraved, and it's a special order type gun. So I bought these guns because they're kind of representative of what you'll see out at the show. A lot of the dealers have got new stuff, but a lot of dealers have older stuff and stuff that you're just not going to go to a gun store and buy a lot of these guns.
Right.
Because they're just not produced like that. So it's pretty cool. We've had people come out to the show that are not gun show people, that don't really know a whole lot about guns, but they really enjoy going and look at the guns and see what all's out there. So it's pretty cool. And I would tell everybody that we're very, very big on safety. We have no accidents. We have no problems at the shrine. All the guns when you see the guns displayed in the gun show, they'll have one of these red ties on them, and that means the gun has been checked, and there's no ammunition anywhere around it, and it's inoperable. You can't pull the trigger and dry fire this gun. And so we make all the dealers tie their weapons. If you bring a gun into the gun show that's a selling and trading gun, we're going to check it at the front door and tie it and make sure that everybody's safe. And that's above all. We want to make sure that everybody has a good time and everybody's safe. Nobody walks out with any kind of injuries or any kind of a bad experience at the show.
All right. So just one more time, when is it? Where is it?
It will be this Saturday and Sunday. The hours Saturday are from 9 to 5 at the Suez Shrine. It's 2915 Loop 306 right here in San Angelo. The hours Sunday will be 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. And the admission it's only $5 to get in. I would tell you that a lot of the other gun shows in this area are charging $9 or $10 to get in. We're trying to keep ours low. It's only $5 to get in. We will have on-site concessions. You get out there and need a Coke or something to drink, you need a sandwich, we've got a concession stand going out there and get you fixed up on that. The other thing that we have going, in order to raise some money for the shrine, we have got 3 different raffles going on right now.
Okay.
And we've got one raffle that will be done in conjunction with the gun show, where we're going to give away 5 guns. And what we do, we've identified the 5 guns and we've got the prices on them. So if you win one of these guns, we're going to give you a gift card from Academy. You can go out to Academy and buy the gun, or you can buy anything else you want with it. But if you buy the gun, of course, you'll have to fill out the federal paperwork on the gun and stuff to buy the gun there. Then we also have another 5-gun giveaway going on that one of our units within the shrine is doing to raise money to do some repairs in our kitchen. and it's a 5-gun giveaway. But it's higher grade guns. There's some pretty expensive guns on there, $1,500,
Okay.
$1,000 to $1,500 guns.
All right.
And the way that drawing works, you buy one ticket. The tickets are $100 a piece, but they're not selling that many tickets, and so the odds are pretty darn good on it if you have a ticket for it. If you win, if they pull your number out of the bucket on the first gun, you have your pick of the 5 guns. They take your name and put it right back in the bucket. So conceivably, you could have one ticket and win more than one gun.
Okay.
So it's a pretty good deal. The third raffle we've got going on out there this weekend, we're giving away a side of beef. If you win the side of beef, then you also get a freezer to put it in. And
all right.
So the tickets on that are $20 a piece, or 6 for $100, and it's a pretty good deal for a whole side of
That's
beef.
a deal right there. I was about to say,
you've looked
that's
at
a good
beef
deal.
prices these days. They're
Yeah, absolutely.
And the cool thing about that one is that we're giving away a half of beef, so we had to have something to do with the other half of beef. So we'll have 2 drawings. We're going to give away the half of beef and a freezer to one winner, and another half and another freezer to another winner. And we've got a butcher that will custom cut the meat however you want it. If you win, you get with the butcher and let them know how you want your meat cut up, and they do a really good job with the meat. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it's a cool giveaway.
I mean, how much is that? Probably just for a $20 ticket.
Well,
That's huge.
I bought
amount.
I bought a brisket to cook in Andrews about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and that one brisket was $89. So I mean, beef is really high right now.
That's a heck of a deal right there.
It's a good deal, and we'll be selling tickets on all 3 of the raffles out there at the show. We're like I said, we try to keep this show as a fun environment. We want everybody to come out and have a good time, and hey, and if you come out and buy a gun from one of our dealers, bonus, and we want our dealers to do good. One of the things I've done the gun shows in other places for years, and one of the things that makes a gun show successful is that the dealers have to sell something at the show. If they come into the show and multiple dealers just don't do anything, guess what? They're not coming back.
Right.
They'll go to another show. There's a gun show every weekend in Texas somewhere. Sometimes there's 2 or 3. So we're real proud that these dealers have chose our show to come to. And so we're just asking people to come out and support the dealers, the gun dealers, come out and buy a raffle ticket from us. Then I guess I would be remiss in this deal if I didn't tell you we help children, okay? And if you know somebody, if you know a child that has orthopedic problems, if you know a child that's been burned, has a burn injury, man, we can help. And if you have anything like that, if you'd come by the shrine, or if you go on our website, it's Shriners Children's Texas. And if you'll pull that up, if you'll put that into Google, it'll pop right up, and you can see the San Angelo Clinic. More importantly, you can see the toll-free referral number. All you've got to do is call that number, and there will be a friend on the other side end of that phone that will help you. We can't help every child. Some things are outside of our scope of practice, but man, if it's within our scope of practice, we'd love to help. And we help quite a few kids from San Angelo, from Midland, Odessa. We have a large area. Abilene's in our area. We go all the way down past Brownwood. So that's the whole thing here, is helping kids.
All right. I think you said it all there. So going out this weekend to the Suez Shrine here in San Angelo, go to the gun show, put in some tickets for a raffle, win a whole side of beef and a freezer, win a couple guns. Sounds
Cool
great.
deal.
Sounds like a good deal.
Cool. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Shanks, we appreciate you coming in today.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Back to you. And welcome back. James Bouligny here with James Reid, ASU's athletic director. Coach Reid, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Got something big coming up. Football season's coming up. We got volleyball and soccer as well, but let's just start with football. I think everybody wants to talk about football. How they look, man?
Well, I don't know if I'm an expert on how they look, but they've been at it well over 2 weeks now. So they started practices on August 4th, which is when the NCAA allows us to have it. It's getting down to crunch time. We have our first game next week, so we're actually 7 days away. But you know, a lot of excitement around it. You know, had a great year last year, won a conference championship, and had some great individual awards. Braden, the quarterback, obviously was a Harlan Hill finalist and was Offensive Player of the Year last year. He was tabbed as a preseason Offensive Player of the Year pick for Lone Star Conference this year. We ended up with a #1 Lone Star Conference preseason pick. And a lot of those are based upon last year, so, you know, it kind of stands to reason. But the other thing is D2football.com picked us 12th preseason, so that's exciting. When you can get up close to that top 10 spot, you know, it kind of puts you in a position that if you can start the season strong, that you got a chance to slip into that top 10 and kind of hover up there, you know, throughout the year. It really helps your playoff chances and an opportunity to go deep when we get to there.
I mean, you made the playoffs 3 of the last 4 years.
Right.
Right? So football's been extremely good. How's Gersh been?
Well, Coach Gersh, I mean, he's unbelievable. You know, he's a guy that has a great winning culture about his program, but, you know, he does a wonderful job each year getting kids in, but it's not just getting kids in, he gets the right kids in, you know, and he gets kids that obviously are good football players, which is what we want, but also great students and have a commitment to being able to help in the community and really cover the bases that we expect our student athletes to do there at Angelo State in the athletic department. And so it's he's not alone. All of our coaches understand our mission, and but he does a wonderful job of filling. It's a big roster, obviously, a lot of kids, a lot of people to juggle, but the last few years they've been able to really have some great high school recruiting classes and have been able to kind of sprinkle in some transfers in there to really put us in a position where hopefully, you know, that we meet our expectations, and that is to be in the NCAA playoffs every year, to win a conference championship every year, and to make a run toward that national championship.
No, it's always good, too, when you talk about D2football.com and everything. It's always good to get those guys respect, too, when you start popping up on their radar. Like, what's that ASU doing? Oh, they're playing really well.
Right.
And I'm glad you brought up, you know, he's kind of picked some homegrown talent, you know, some West Texas kids. I have a sheet here. Just out from Wall, you got Briggs Jones,
Right.
Logan Thomas, Brylan White. All players that if you watch the Cover One show, you know we talked about a lot,
Right.
and were outstanding players. Carter Lang was a big 6. I think he's like 6'7". Played tight end, defensive end for Jim Ned.
Right.
Just a great kid. I mean, a bunch of, you know, athletes that are local. Even Kenan Weiss from out at Water Valley.
Right. Yeah, he's had an impact for us this last year for sure, as he ran the ball several times. And, you know, all of our coaches kind of have that approach where, you know, we try to find the best talent and the right fit, like I said a while ago. But if you can do that with some local kids, then that's really kind of icing on the cake. And there's such great programs around us
Right.
that kind of makes it very easy for our coaches. You know, it's hard sometimes to get local kids because, you know, they kind of grew up here. And I experienced this when I was coaching track and cross country. You know, we'd have great local kids and would really try to get them. And we were very successful with those kids. But a lot of times they just want to go away, you know, and I can respect that. They don't want to be at the same hometown. Try something new.
Big
but,
city, something
you know,
like
I
that.
think the biggest message in the recruiting process when we talk to recruits, and all of our coaches are in the same position, you know, to present them the opportunity, okay, when you head to the next level, what is it that you're looking for? You're looking for a place that you can develop your talents. You're looking for a place that you have an opportunity to compete on the national stage. And then the biggest piece is to have a place where you can get a quality degree. And,
Right.
and that's something that we can do here at Angelo State University, that we were able to put that in front of all of our recruits. And then you start talking about some of the intangibles. I think it's a big selling point for us when we can talk about the expansion of the academic programs as well. You know, our engineering program that came on board several years ago, how good our nursing program is, and the doctoral programs that we have now, the aviation program. So really it's just a testimony to Angelo State moving forward and always continuing to improve ourselves. But when you're sitting in front of a recruit and you start talking about, you know, hey, you're a football player and we won the conference last year. We made the playoffs 3 of the last 4 years. those are big selling points. When you can talk about volleyball being in the Final Four and soccer being in the Sweet 16 and all of our sports that are competing for championships and making it to the NCAA level of the playoffs, then, it kind of really sends that message that we're serious about athletics, if you will. We're committed to athletics, and I think that provides a little bit of solace for those kids that they know, hey, we're going to go to a place, or I got a chance to go to a place where there's going to be high expectations for me, which most athletes want that. But it's not just about our sport. We're going to be surrounded by people that are going to be able to be successful across the board.
No, again, like the facilities are top notch over there too, and I just built a new golf simulator.
Right.
So everything's growing, and it's growing in the right direction. And getting local kids, I won't say kids, local young men to come play for you, it's got to be easier to get in front of them too. Because that's a big thing, is getting in front of these recruits and sitting down with them. That's a big deal as far as bringing them in.
It is.
It's easier to drive down the street instead of having to fly out somewhere.
We want Angelo State to be these kids' first choice, not a second or a third choice. Right. And so we do a lot of things within our athletic department, and hopefully through game promotions and things like that a lot of these local kids are coming to our games as the kids.
Right.
I know our coaches put on camps, and a lot of local kids go to those camps when they're young, and we kind of want to train them up to believe that Angelo State University is their university. And so when they put themselves in a position where they can get to the next level, that we are a very viable candidate for them, and they have an opportunity to come on and stay at home at their home university.
All right. Prediction for the first game?
We just want to win. I don't do any predicting, but we're going to play Fort Hays again, on the road again. I know that sounds crazy, but we'll play them 3 years in a row. Last year was a one-off. They really needed a home game, so we agreed to go up there and play them there. We're starting a home and home series this year with them. So in the home and home flip, it was them first, and then they'll come to us next year. So we'll travel back up there. That was a crazy weekend last year, if you remember. Really had high hopes going into that game and felt like that we matched up really well. Had a lightning delay and ended up having to play the next day in the middle of the day. It was just a lot of things that
talk about throwing your guys off.
Kind of threw everything for a loop, but you have to be able to adapt and overcome those things.
Absolutely.
And but we were still in a position to win that game. And so I think those guys remember that and understand that you got to stay focused and you got to be able to execute and do what you're training to do each and every week going into it. So, but we're hoping we can get up there and get that win and get things started off 1-0. And I know Coach Gerst talks to kids all the time. You can't win them all if you don't win the first one. So we're going to try to get that done.
Hey, it starts with one play, right?
That's right.
Have good things happen and just stack good things on good things.
Most definitely. Just do your job.
Absolutely.
So
let's talk about soccer now.
Okay. Well, obviously soccer and volleyball came in later than football because of their scheduling and what the NCAA allows from that standpoint. But soccer's coming off an unprecedented year. Last year they won Lone Star Conference regular season and the tournament championships. We actually hosted the first 2 rounds of the NCAA tournament, and we're able to win both those 2 rounds and advance to the 3rd round, which is the first time we've ever been to the Sweet 16 in soccer. And so that was exciting. Unfortunately, we had to go up to Colorado, and that's where their magical season ended against Colorado Mines up there. But to be able to have the success they had last year and get to some unknown territory, if you will, I think that provided a lot of motivation through the springtime. They lost a lot of kids off that squad last year, but they have a good group coming back, and then they also have filled in with some newcomers that I know Coach McCorkle and Coach Munoz feel really good about the kids and them being the right fit. It's just a matter of everybody getting out there and getting it done now. And so, as a coach, you try to put together that team, but until they get out there and start playing with each other and start feeding off each other, and that's when the gelling and the meshing comes together.
Chemistry is real important.
Yeah, it's huge, and I know that. But they're all excited. I've met with them and talked to them, and we talk to all of our kids, about what's our goal, where do we want to be, and our programs all have that national championship in their sights, and I think the fact that we've won championships throughout the year here, national championships, then every one of those sports, they understand that they have just as good a chance to be able to do that as anybody else, and so if you're not focusing on that, you'll never get there, and I know those young ladies are, and they're excited. Actually got a scrimmage tonight to kind of get things going, but they're ready. Their first match will actually be against Colorado School of the Mines, who knocked us out last year. But we get them at home.
Get a little bit of revenge.
You hope that's what we're hoping on September 4th, to be able to exact some revenge and let them know that we're coming for them in the playoffs as well. So.
I'm not even asking for predictions. You make predictions.
I told you a while ago, I don't make any predictions. I just, I think it's a lot, and our coaches are that way. And am I superstitious? Yes, I probably am to a point. I know I was. My wife would definitely agree with that, especially when I was coaching. But one of the things I used to talk about to my track kids all the time is, we're going to trust our training. So how do you create confidence in your student athletes? Well, you train them up right. And if you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing in preparation to get a win or to get a personal best or whatever, then you should confidently take the field or toe the line with the expectation, hey, today I have a chance to PR, or today we have a chance to win. Then it comes down to execution and making it happen. But I think if you prepare right, then you can confidently go into every one of those contests expecting to win.
Well, I mean, going back to Saugeen Bay Sweet 16 last year, surely that's in the back of their minds, like, we can get back to that point.
For sure. And I know, like I said, a couple of them, they don't want to just get there. They want to grab that big trophy, that regional championship trophy, and they want to be in the national tournament. So.
And I'm not superstitious. It's bad luck. Let's talk about volleyball a little bit, though.
Well,
again, another very successful program.
Exactly. I mean, this is kind of, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but they, too, had an unprecedented year last year. They had a great group. I think Coach Waddington said the other day that there was a span last year where in about 10 days they beat about 3 top 10 teams. And he felt like that was a good turning point for his team last year, because they walked out of the gym going, hey, we're as good as anybody in the country. And I think when student athletes realize that we're in that same conversation and should be in that same conversation, then that just allows them to take the floor or the field or whatever the venue is with a little bit more confidence and a little bit better understanding that, hey, we are here, but we want to continue to move forward. And so that provides motivation in the weight room, motivation during training, and so forth and so on. But, he attributed that to really a turning point for them last year. And we didn't win the regular season Lone Star Conference Championship, but went on a great run on into the championship tournament, and were able to beat WT in the box in Amarillo for that Lone Star Conference Tournament Championship. And in doing so, if you remember, it flipped us up to number 1 in the region, so we had the opportunity to host the NCAA regional tournament. And, anytime we're hosting any NCAA championships, which we've done with baseball many years, over the last few years, it just creates a great a little bit more of an advantage for our kids because they're at home. We have great crowds, and it just, I think, provides a little bit easier path to get to that next level. And of course, they capitalized on it, ended up beating Metro in 4 and winning the regional championship, and then got to go back to Sioux Falls to the national tournament in the Elite 8, and kind of got up there, and maybe we were a little big-eyed early in that first quarterfinal match, but then made a great rally and came back and won that match and put themselves into the Final Four, to semifinals. Eventually fell, but having taken a step forward closer to that national championship, I think is what they brought back with them.
All right.
So
when's their first game?
Their first game is, we have the Kathleen Brassfield Invitational Tournament on the 5th and 6th of September. Good. So the first weekend in September is going to be crazy at Angelo State University. We have soccer on Thursday night and Saturday. We have volleyball on Friday and Saturday, and we have football on Saturday. So it's a big weekend.
Sounds like a sports guy's dream. Paul,
exactly.
You hear that? All right.
You can get out there and get everything in one big fell swoop. So.
All right. Well, anything else going on at ASU?
Oh, well, move-in was yesterday, so all our students are back on campus now. We're excited. Hopefully we'll have another record enrollment this year and continue Angelo State moving forward like they've done like we've done the last several years. And we kind of all feed off each other on campus. When one group's doing well, then everybody else kind of feeds off that momentum.
All right. Well, Coach Reid, we appreciate you coming in today, man.
Well, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Back to you.
All right. Good deal.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Happy
Hopefully
with
we covered it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
As long as you are. All right.
And we'll be right back with weather after this word from Jay Chandler.
It's hard to believe how reckless some people can be and how hard they fight against real victims. You need a partner who consistently beats the giants and who will never, ever flinch.
Into the weather right now, it's 91 degrees outside and there's a 20% chance of rain. Although if you look outside, it's pretty darn dark outside, so those chances are probably going to be really, really high. The low drops down to about 70 tonight, where there's about a 10% chance of showers. Tomorrow, all that rain looks to clear out. The high will be 93 and the low comes in at 69. Over the weekend, the highs will be in the mid-90s at 95 and 96 on Saturday and Sunday, and the lows will be 68 and 70 respectively. And we'll be right back after this message from Kano's Diamonds and Coins.
When it comes to unique pieces you can't find anywhere else, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is your one-stop shop. With over 24 years in the diamond and coin industry, Kano's Diamonds and Coins is West Texas's choice for diamonds, jewelry, coins, silver, and gold. Owner Bill Kano stands by his work and offers free consultations, including estate jewelry. Don't just trust anyone with your valuables. Come see the staff at Kano's at 1016 West Beauregard in San Angelo.
Thank you for watching the Live Daily News Show, the only locally owned news show in the Concho Valley. Go like us on Facebook, X, and other social media platforms, and download the San Angelo Live mobile app. For the live team here, I'm James Bouligny.